Album Review, the podcast where four totally unqualified guys review a different album every week in the hope of broadening our knowledge of music. However, we are easily swayed off topic and have no real idea what we are talking about. Today's album is Shinedown, Attention, Attention.
It's Shinedown!
That went right through me.
There you go, Shinedown. It's me, I picked this again. It wasn't a metal album though. Would you agree?
Yes.
It wasn't metal. Yeah, you're right.
It wasn't metal at all, really.
Yeah, but it was still bad, am I right, guy?
No, I thought this album was alright. It was one of those that I'll probably forget about, but it was nice. It was nice to listen to, and I enjoyed my time with it. So yeah, I feel fucking. Let's get my notes out, shall we? That
Will would get his out, but he doesn't make any.
Probably be a good idea.
Are you just going to be passive aggressive all the time now? Is this
I still speak more truth than
Just
someone
to
who writes
Rose as well.
notes, so
It's
it's
just
fine.
Will Davies
it's just
speaking
more-
hard truth?
Speaking hard truth.
It's coming from Will Davey, who
Pure
said last
aggression.
week, it's bad production because it's badly produced.
Yeah, you put the link in the wrong
Coming
chat.
from Denver, who said Don Broker was meh, and now he loves them. So it just shows you're wrong. You know.
I think that just shows that I'm willing to develop and grow, unlike you.
I
don't
think
think
you'll...
that's the case.
I like
Hold
that,
on.
Denver.
Hold on,
That
I
was
think
good
you'll
answer.
know that Don Broker was
Not a good
originally
answer.
called Don
Loco.
Loco until one of them broke their arm.
Loco,
But
loco.
before that, though, they were the villain in the new Star Wars movies.
The Mandalorian.
No, Don Snowco.
Don Snowco.
Thank
Terrible. That's actually
Not Darth Broco.
you. Darth Broker. That's good too. You know when you're just a right geese? Don Bloco. I feel like we did this on the first Don Broco album. And
the second.
and maybe the
And
second.
third.
And this isn't even the Don
And the,
Broco
and the
album.
Shinedown album.
No,
as
we're
well.
just filling time for Joe to find his notes.
I've found them.
found
Don't you worry. I'm here.
Oh, okay, back to our regular program.
Back to it. I thought that there was always something missing. I don't know what it was, but it always felt that something was missing. And it was that point where, you know, where you like kind of listen to a song and you're like, this is nice, but then you listen to a song and you're like, oh, I like that. You know that?
Wax pure shit.
Oh, disgusting.
Man,
Yeah.
these are all great references.
Yeah, it was like the middle point between those two feelings. And there was only really one song that made me feel disgusting, as they might say. As the songs go, I feel like they did try and mix it up a bit, but it never was really enough. It was really weird. It was a bit weird. The choruses were usually all great, not all of them, but most of them. But the verses were mostly lacking. I know there's one song in particular that I know at least three of us probably have the same feelings about, which is Attention, Attention, which is actually the name of the album, which has like arguably the best chorus on the album, but the worst verse on the album.
It's actually mad that you say that.
Yeah, but I knew at least like two of us felt that way. So yeah, it was just like, and it's not made it in my top three because you just have to trudge through that fucking shit to get to a good chorus, you know?
It's whether it's worth it, isn't it?
Yeah, it's whether is it worth it? Me,
I'm not
no, it's not. It's not worth it.
Is this your least favourite?
No.
Ah.
Wow.
No.
just
Do you know?
cutting off there, bro.
Do you know what I'm talking about, Denver? You've stayed quite silent throughout that.
You've been cutting out a lot for me, so I'm just saying
no,
quiet.
I'm gonna be honest. I hope it comes through okay on your Audacity because, like, holy shit, hearing you is a challenge. It is
Yeah.
rough.
It's not
That-
terrible.
Like we can gauge what
Yeah.
you're saying.
That's
But
no different to real life, then, really, is it?
No, that's because I
Normally I
zone
have
you
a-
out naturally. But
Normally, I have like a filter on that, like allows me to be able to speak of a to a lower level of intelligence.
Maybe if
I
you
physically bring my IQ down to your level so I can understand you.
Thank you.
Yes, he has to have a recalibration session after talking to Joe.
Yeah, I'm
Maybe
just
if
sitting in
you-
a pool of custard.
Maybe if you both turn your videos off, that might help.
What, it might help with your audio?
With my internet, well, my internet, my 4G is
You
good.
don't have to be watching the
It's
videos,
going to help
though.
your
You do.
internet if we're...
You know.
if Will and Joe...
You could turn it off.
You can't. Oh,
You
no, I
can.
can.
Right.
There you go, I've done it.
Yeah, you can.
I was gonna say, I literally did it.
Cool. Anyway, what was I
Wow, it
talking
sounds
about?
so much clearer now.
It's annoying because it's one of those songs. If it came on, it would be an immediate skip. So for me, it's just not worth it because I'd add it to a playlist, and I know I'd just skip through it. It's not worth getting to that chorus, in my opinion. My least favorite was Human Radio because I thought it was just boring. At the start, I was like, "Oh, cool bass line," and then it was boring. Didn't like it. Don't like that song at all.
Okay.
It's worth noting, I really like his voice. He's got like a very old school voice, but then the music is very modern.
I'd agree with that.
Yeah.
I'd also agree that they play up the old school voice by almost putting like an old schooly sort of filtery distortion on it,
Yes.
which I don't like.
No, I agree. I feel like that might be the thing that's like kind of missing. Because it's like, it doesn't... His voice isn't in your face, you know? They've
It
always
doesn't
got
ever
like...
change up either, really.
No, he's always
My
singing in
dog
the same
hates it.
pitch. And it's like, it's almost like it's not in the background, but it's got that like filter over it that makes it feel like he's not there, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You get me?
I can't stop my dog. She is just going.
That's fine.
Just kick it.
She's dead.
Say like a faint.
It's like when Joe shot that dog in 7 Days to Die. Got all the references coming out. Good times,
I love it.
I enjoyed playing that game. I'd enjoy it more if Joe was watching us 90% of the time instead of wandering off on his own. You know, maybe
No.
content would happen then.
No, bro.
Yep. Just saying.
So I feel like the shining stars of this album were the guitars.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't feel like the drums did much. There's no backing, nothing like that. It was all
Yeah,
just...
the drums
just
didn't
him.
even play any melodies. It was ridiculous.
I know.
I think I heard a C note in there somewhere.
You know,
but-
hey,
It was all C
you
note. It's fucking percussion.
You say this, but I remember having a full-on argument with my our old music teacher in school, saying that drums play notes, right? Because I swear to God, I could play the Superman theme tune on my old drum kit. It was like,
Well, they do play notes, just not.
I like the idea that Joe's playing it entirely on the bass drums. It's like, it's like fucking metal music riffs.
That's what I always found weird with drums, though, right? Even though it doesn't follow a normal notation like ABC, it still is played like you still write it out like it is.
Yeah.
yeah.
Just each line means something different, and I always just thought that was a bit pointless. Why not just like literally have like a
word.
bass drum symbol?
The word tom tom tom, double tom.
I suppose you could do it like a Guitar Hero style thing with colours.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
No.
You could make if
need
you
a
wanted to spend
sign.
hours, you could go back in album views and cut in all the times when Aiden's had to go to someone. Not now, no. To someone coming in.
It's just like nobody walks in for the entire day until I'm recording album review and they're like, let's go see what Aiden's up to. Let's go see. It could be.
You need like a recording
It
live
could be days.
light outside.
It could be literally days where they don't come up and see me. And the moment that like we're doing album review, they're like, "How you doing? You
You had a good day?
you watched the new Fast and Furious trailer? Yeah, Magnet's pretty stupid,
Pretty fucking stupid.
pretty fucking dumb if you ask me."
Albert's gonna be fucking pissed when he raises from the dead and sees this one.
The guitars pretty cool. They were cool in this album. I liked it. My third
Wrong.
favourite
Wrong.
was Special.
Oh, thank you.
Special.
Special. For
So
some
special.
no, I don't know if anyone knows this or researched this, but why is it the only song that's not in uppercase?
Because it's special.
It's special.
I think that's
Yeah.
kind of what it's trying to do, but
If it is, then that's a
Possibly.
really dumb reason.
It's a bit
And also,
pretentious.
it's quite a change up in style, that one, compared to the rest of the
Which is
album.
why it's on my third, really, because it's like it breaks it down a bit. I feel like that song would have been better smack in the middle of the album, to kind of break up the rocky songs, you know.
Yeah, I think that's also why they've done it right, because everything's been quite heavy-ish and loud, so everything's in all caps, and then that one's a bit toned down, so it's not in all caps.
And then it goes straight into the worst song on the album. My second favourite was Monsters. As one of the heavier ones, I would say so.
yeah.
And it had a really fucking cool chorus. It reminded me of Rise Against.
I
Right,
think so.
maybe that's not the song I'm thinking of. Or the band. Maybe I'm thinking of... Maybe, who am I thinking of? Bon Jovi?
My monsters are real.
Bon
Bon Jovi? Yeah. it reminds me-
No.
To be honest, it just literally reminded me of Shinedown. Is that like?
Well,
I was
the
like,
thing
this
is,
just sounds
I've,
like Shinedown.
I've not heard any other Shinedown songs. This is the first Shinedown album I've ever listened to.
You must know
Same.
Second
Although
Chance.
Second Chance.
Everyone knows Second
Sound of
I
Madness.
don't. I listened to Second Chance. Don't know it.
Her name is Alice.
You don't know Second Chance?
No, I never
So
heard
what
it in my
song
life.
do you know?
Well, all of the ones on this album now.
Oh, so you're saying you've never even heard of them until this album?
Yeah,
What?
like
What a-
Holly was like,
what an
"Oh, listen
idiot.
to this." Holly was like, "Listen to this new Shinedown album." She put it on. I was like, "This is fucking awesome. I love this."
Do you still feel that way?
Yeah, I was going to say, you don't
well,
sound
she
like
showed.
you feel that way.
Well,
Earlier you said it was
I'll-
okay.
I'll get to that.
Okay.
And then, but that was the first song on the album,
Yep.
which is by
Monsters wasn't.
What, entrance?
No. The song that Holly showed me, and I was like, "This is fucking great."
Holly's like,
Was-
listen to this new Shinedown album. Whoa.
And I
Fuck.
was like, "Whoa, blow me away."
God, the last song fucking closes the door as well, doesn't it? It's just
Does it
like-
really? I didn't
It
notice
does,
that.
yeah.
It's so good.
I like that.
No,
My
it's
my
great.
my
Of
my
course you like
favorite.
that, Denver, you bitch.
I'm giving it another 0.5 just for
Fuck's
that.
sake.
Nice.
What,
I like
should've
bring
it.
told
up
him.
to-
We
bring it up
should've
to
told
what,
him.
3? High five. Oh no, I've clapped. It's gonna be
no.
Oh fuck.
Oh no.
It's alright. It's alright.
My favorite
What if
song.
I sync it to that and just don't realise?
That'd be so funny.
My favorite song was "Devil." By far,
Devil.
by far the best song on the album. If that's not everyone's favorite, I'd be very, very, very
You're surprised.
Well, good luck, mate.
You're already surprised, Joe.
Right,
It's a
so this is the
controversial
classic-
pick.
Controversial.
Classic. When Joe
Controversial
thinks
one.
it's controversial, everybody picks it. When Joe's like, "This is everybody's favourite," nobody else picks it.
Yeah, I have not picked that.
Oh, fuck's sake.
So it's another controversial pick from Joe. Is his favourite?
This is actually a controversial pick. No, I feel like no other song lives up to that. Like, generally, it just has everything. It has the cool guitars. It has like the Imagine Dragons-y type feel, I think.
I feel like you could be right with the nothing else lives up to it, but it's not really anything to live up to, so does it matter?
I disagree. I think it's a great song.
This album is the equivalent of just a plank of wood. On its own, it's nothing, but when it's put together, it makes a really nice canoe.
Sinking.
It's the.
Do you think
Sorry, go on.
trees look at park benches and think
Murder!
that's really made something of itself?
Oh.
You know, I just.
We went two totally different directions there. He's really made something of himself, and mine is just like, murderer!
Brother!
He's killed me!
I just thought of something. What's that theory? It's the Theseus theory or something, where you take away a plank of wood on a ship and replace it with another one. Is it still the same ship? What's that theory?
It's from fucking.
Bionicles movie.
No, he's getting it from.
It's on WandaVision, yeah, but like, what's the actual theory called?
I can't remember.
I don't know,
Probably
but you know what I
something
mean.
to do with that. It's
No, I mean, there's a ship.
Maybe-
You take away.
Where's the tangent there? Or are you just
Right?
bringing it up?
No. There's
I'm
a point to
smart
this.
because I know.
Because
I'm going to say other Greek names.
So, there's like that. So you take away a plank of wood, replace it with different wood. Is it the same ship? Right. Okay. Right.
Yes.
What if you brought that to an album? Right. Take away a song, put a Panic at the Disco song still in there. Is it the same album?
No, it's a better album.
See?
High five. Oh, fuck.
Which I think I've solved this theory. By
No, you haven't.
By on that alone, if you replace any plank of wood on a ship, it's a different ship.
Not a different ship.
Solved.
No, because then in theory, you just repairing something, it's then different. Then.
And also,
Yeah, but you could say you're repairing the album.
If it's something that has a very physical purpose, I don't think that can be like thinking. Because music can be interpreted any way, but you can't say any boat can fly if it really wants to. Like you don't have your own interpretive vision of what a boat can do. It just sails. So when you start removing planks, it doesn't change it into something else.
When you cut yourself and the skin grows back, you're not a different person.
I feel like I am though.
Yeah, but the skin has grown back from you. The better analogy, I guess, would be like if you take someone else's kidney to replace yours, are you now them, or is it still you?
I am 1/50th of you, Graham.
How many planks can you replace in a ship until it's a different ship?
It's just the same ship.
Well, there was this big thing on a Joe Rogan podcast with this person who had like a heart transplant, and they said they felt like a Japanese, and it was this bloke.
Oh
like
my
a
God,
guy.
what?
He says he felt like a Japanese old
I
lady.
can feel the power of my ancestors.
Like, this was just an American middle-aged guy.
White-bread American guy. It's like,
Yeah.
it's just
He
like,
just starts speaking with an accent.
No, he says that he
hand
like
me my katana. We don't
can,
really
like,
have one.
feel like there's a Japanese woman whose
No.
heart he's got because he can apparently once
Yeah,
he
but
got
is
it.
that one of those subconscious things where
Yeah,
he knows?
that's-
It's
We
from a
don't know,
Japanese woman?
but like it's this guy that like goes on Joe Rogan quite often, and
That's
he was
a
like,
placebo.
he says that it like ever since he's had it, like as well, he's just like such a calmer person, like Joe Rogan said. Like he said, it's just crazy.
Yeah, but surely just you think almost like just the near-death experience.
well,
of having a
yeah, he
heart
said
attack.
that.
Yeah,
Like he just said
yeah.
it's just weird, isn't it? Like
Yeah, bro.
have a literal heart change. It's fucking crazy.
Get a heart change, start writing haikus.
I would argue you're the same person unless your brain changes.
The wood is brown.
I was going to say, with people, the analogy is fine because you are your brain. The rest of your body is basically just supplying your brain.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. You're just a meat machine that powers you.
Can you
through
have
the
brain-
headphones.
Can you have brain transplants?
You cannot.
No.
No, not yet.
Not yet.
I'm working on it.
There is no not yet.
No, they are on about it. Well, it's head transplants.
It's head transplants, yeah, but I don't think you get a new brain with that. You don't get.
No, but
not
it's
a viral
essentially a
disease.
brain transplant. You're putting your head on someone else's body.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so the moment that you do that, and if you can connect up all the nerves in the brain, surely it would be sensory overload. Because like you have never felt like you don't know what this person that holds himself carries himself like. You don't know the dexterity of their fingers. What if you get put in a body? Like now we're all like relatively. I'm not going to say normal because Joe's here, but like our bodies work ish. But like, what if you were put in a person who like has a limp permanently and has like arthritis in their hands? Would your brain not just be like, "Hold up, something's wrong, help"?
Yeah, it's like that whole thing of because it's never been done. We don't know.
And would you be a boat at that point?
I feel like we're not smart enough to answer these kind of questions.
Yeah, but we're smart. We're smart enough to ponder them. Will.
So
Oh, yeah.
bringing it back to the boat. What part of the boat is the boat?
The engine.
well,
Yeah, but if it's, so
No,
you're
no,
saying
no.
if it's a sailing
Oh,
boat,
no,
it's a
sailboat
sailing
is
mast.
dead. No, that's a corpse of a boat.
So
Oh,
if
it's a
it's
sailing boat, you're saying?
No,
yeah,
we're,
so
talk-
if
we're
it's a
talking
sailing
about like
boat,
an old
what is the
Viking
heart
ship
of
or
the
something.
boat?
I
It
suppose.
doesn't exist, mate. It's all in your mind.
I suppose there isn't really, is there?
No, because like every emotional attachment you have to any inanimate objects,
Inanimate.
it's just perceived in your head, like it's not actually real.
Wait, you're telling me my car isn't real?
Although having said that, right, with like technology like a phone that has like a CPU in it, theoretically the CPU is what that is. Like you can replace every part on that phone. But if you replace a CPU, then it's a new phone.
So is the
Same with a
CPU
computer.
its brain?
Yeah, I would say if you were getting a computer, you would class it as upgrading it. But if you change the CPU, it's basically a new computer at that
I mean,
point.
how physically far can you go with this? Does it have to be something that serves a purpose so we can reflectively like place a brain point on it? With a car, the brain is like the engine or the onboard
But you could-
switchboard kind of thing.
I was going to say the ECU.
Yeah, exactly.
I would argue
like,
that.
Go on, Joe.
No, I was going to say I would argue that the PC's brain is the memory and the operating system.
The hard drive is the memory.
Yeah. So
But
if you
doesn't it-
replace the
doesn't it
hard
come
drive
with-
with new computer,
But with the central processing unit, doesn't it have a certain amount of storage anyway on it, regardless? Because
Yeah, very small amount.
it's got to exist. So then Joe's point is basically irrelevant. You're just extending its memory.
But then also, like when you come to other objects, like I would say a guitar, right? The strings do the work, but I wouldn't say the strings are the brain.
Yeah, but
You'd almost say the body of the guitar is.
but you couldn't set a guitar up and just leave it and like it'll do its thing. Like with like a car or like something like that or a computer, you could turn it on and it will exist, sort of thing. It like a car will run in the same way that a computer will, convert energy. Technically, it's wasting it, converting it to heat. But if I leave my guitar, it's not doing anything. It's not converting energy.
bro.
Bro, my mind
Bro.
is blown.
I thought this was going to be a really short album review.
Okay, so in summary, decent. I liked it.
More like in winter, am I right?
More like Bor Ragnarok.
Yeah.
Nice.
Thank you.
Whose is it? Denver's.
It's me. I thought this album was just okay. Really.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't bad to listen to. And there was a few solid moments. I think the biggest problem I had was that his voice is almost the same throughout the whole thing.
Yeah.
And I think his best moments are those, to me at least, are like the hookiest moments where the music goes really toned down and then he just comes in really hard,
Yes.
like with his vocally.
Yeah. I would agree with that.
But I feel like the second he stays loud for more than 2-3 seconds, that moment is lost and it kind of just nulls again. So I feel like to have it, the better songs almost had to have shit verses to make the choruses better. If the verses were better, it just made it all a bit like, oh, it's just all the same throughout. So I felt like his voice was quite one-dimensional. And the only other time he changes that up is in Special, I would say. And even though it was a nice change of pace, I didn't enjoy it. I just thought it was okay. I just think his voice just suits certain songs, and I don't think they can get enough variation out of it.
No.
You couldn't have worded that fucking better. Like, generally.
I think you could have worded the reply.
I think they tried to do a lot of variation and not all of it worked.
I feel like he would work great as a featured artist on someone else's music, where like you just have him do his big, impactful like hook line, and then maybe like backing for the rest of it, you know. Because I thought the moments where he was just talking were always awful, like where he didn't do his loud shout. Like the loud shouty voice was okay. When it was just doing his lower sort of talky voice, it was a bit monologue-y, especially in like Attention. Just felt like he was reading a script.
So
Yeah.
why is Second Chance such a better song than any of the songs on this
I feel like Second Chance is maybe like the peak of like
album? The peak
what
of
you can do
Shinedown.
with this style.
Yes.
What you can do with this style.
Well, what is this style? Because like I've got a few notes on
What?
this. I'd argue this is basically weird that you brought up the brain thing, because I'd say that Shinedown are basically just a mash of loads of other bands, and they don't do anything particularly better than anyone else. They're just like they're a bit of everything. They've got the weird, cringy, Biffy Clyro like singy, like chorusy things. right? They've got like the fucking shitty riffs that come with like AC/DC music and stuff like that. They've got like everything, just like loads of little bits, and I'm just like, every band, respectively, does one thing better. Combining them all doesn't make it good. And I feel like they've tried to take inspiration and elements from so many different kinds of music and songs and artists and stuff. And it's just fallen flat.
Well, it's crazy, like how big a band they actually are, like for what they do.
I was surprised as well
Yeah.
to see like how many monthly listeners and stuff.
But I think if you really liked his vocal style, you would love them all.
My dad
they're
loves
very-
them.
I think they
He
should.
likes Shinedown.
He loves Shinedown. Absolutely loves them.
If Shinedown are watching this, I think they should. They should quit heavy rock
Quit.
and do country music, because I think he's a great country singer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he would be.
Oh no, he's got
He sounds
country.
like the drunk guy in that song.
Baby, it's you.
Red-
Nah, he sounds better than that. Give him more credit than that.
Right,
He doesn't just sound like a drunk guy. Listen to this. Like each of Shinedown's singles released throughout their career have reached the top 5 on Billboard's mainstream rock songs chart. So like, is that American? I think that's the American rock chart. Every single single they've done has gone in the top 5, which is pretty crazy.
Yeah,
I think
that's
no one else has
impressive.
done that.
Well,
So
maybe.
if it says unparalleled, does that mean no one else has done it?
Yeah.
Sure. It
Yeah, no
depends.
one else has even matched it.
Yeah, so they're the only people to have done that, which is pretty crazy. Yeah, they've earned. What else does it say? They've sold more than 10 million albums worldwide, earned 11 platinum and gold singles and 4 platinum and gold albums, and amassed more than 1.5 billion total overall streams to date. That's crazy, isn't it?
That is mad.
This song got number 1 on the rock charts. This album got number 1 on the American rock charts as well. I thought this was recent. It's 2018.
It makes sense though, because Americans like things simple, and I'd say it's fairly simple.
I think that's stereotyping, but we'll.
Yeah, you're stereotyping, but it's America.
America's like 50 different countries in one, to be honest. I don't think
Yeah,
you
but they all follow the same rules, and their rules are quite simple.
And they're all awful.
they don't follow all the same rule.
Now, I mean, in terms of like specifically how things are worded over there, like conversions of what we call things versus what they call things. They call it very literal.
Yeah.
We walk on the side. That's a sidewalk, baby.
Yeah, rather than we call it a pavement.
Yeah.
It's not a bin, it's a trash can.
And it's not a school, it's a shooting range.
Oh my god.
Exactly. With moving targets.
Exactly. Yeah.
Makes it more interesting.
And it's not
It
a
does.
black man driving, it's a man with a death wish. Take him down, boys. So, yeah, that had just happened again recently.
It happens every day.
What are you doing, America? What the fuck is going on over there?
That's so fucked.
It's so
Did you know that America are only first in one demographic?
military.
Yeah, military spending.
We got
Wow.
more gunpowder than anybody in the world would take.
But it's not
down.
even like... I think they do have the biggest military, but it's not even like they have the biggest military by a mile.
I mean, who are they fighting?
No one.
I mean,
they're just very
soon to be Russia. You've seen that
patriotic, aren't
Russia have put like 80,000 troops on like the Baltic
Ukraine's border, yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
Fucking
Uh,
scary
shit-
times,
shit-
guys.
Yeah, shit could go down, and we're just
The
sat here
trouble is,
talking
though,
about
right,
a
it's the-
Shinedown album.
Is like war's ever going to break out? Because surely just nukes come out there and it's fucked.
Oh no, because no one wants to nuke each other except for North Korea.
Oh, I'm going to
Well-
come out of this conversation depressed, so please let's not take it too far.
I forgot. I'm doing my review of Shinedown here.
Hold up, I just want to spin one more thing into the ring. Obviously, North Korea, not really that scary because I'm pretty sure the rockets they've got are the bottle rockets that you used to push down with your little foot and they go.
They're just the Nuka-Colas from Fallout.
But what I am worried about is the fact that Vladimir Putin has put himself up again for president and nobody can stop him, and he's now been in power for 16 years.
Yeah, have you seen though that he wants to change the rules so that he can be in power till like 2048?
Till I am dead. So basically, what I'm trying to put across here is nobody wants a war. But who the fuck's gonna stop a Russian psychopath that used to wrestle bears?
Unless like other countries united and being like, yeah, we'll just take over Russia.
And even then, we're getting war. So there's no winning here. Just let him take Ukraine. I've never met a person from Ukraine.
I think the reality is...
You mean Russian Mark II?
New Russia. Everything's just called New, like the capital's like New Moscow and stuff like that.
I love that. That's amazing.
New Russia.
I feel like the reality is it'd take a civil war, to be honest. Which is
what, a Russian civil war?
Yeah. I think it would. Same with China.
I'm assuming it's not that communist over there anymore, is it?
No, it's massively communist.
Is it still communist?
Massively corrupt.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're fucked then. There's no way. An uprising wouldn't do anything. Putin would ride his bear into battle wielding 2 AKs. Shirtless. Nothing would stop this man.
Except if the army rebelled against him.
Except if you right here, use code CT, walk across to Russia,
yourself a block.
Just fuck him up.
He might be a nice man. Have you ever met him?
No, to be fair, I suppose I haven't.
Seen him dancing.
He's probably a great guy. Anyway, so Shinedown. Yeah, I feel like his vocals, when you were saying earlier, about 18 years ago,
Who said that?
You were saying about what made Second Chance so good. I feel like Second Chance, right? He had several levels of elevation in his vocal, like grandness.
Yeah, it's like a build.
I was going to say.
Yeah.
Whereas I feel like in this, it was always 2 settings. It was low or big, with no like gradual stepping. Or if there was stepping, the stepping was done from the music.
Or he'd start weirdly rapping.
And often in those moments when it was low, straight to high, in that 5-second window where it did that, I always felt like it was cool. But then the second it maintained that for longer than 5 seconds without changing it again, it was like, well, now he's just showing how big his voice can be all the time. And it kind of just...
While also sounding like it was from a ham radio from the 50s.
So, yeah, it was just... I wasn't a huge fan. I also thought, even though the everything was mixed well, like you could hear everything, unlike Joe when he said the guitars were good, I always felt like the guitars were just noisy. But maybe that's why you liked it, because metal is just quite noisy guitars. I feel like every time it was like, a breakdown moment, it was just blended noise. And even though the drums always stood out, the drums were all very
See, for me, that
I agree.
That blended noise that you always hear, for me, is like really clean and nice.
It's just like, you can't hear what they're playing. It just sounds like...
I don't know. I wouldn't say it was like that. I think it was quite a clean... the production was quite clean on this album. I don't think any of the...
I thought it was good on everything except... And I'm not even saying it was bad. The production was bad on the guitar. I'm saying the way they actually put what they were playing and the effects they put on the guitars were bad. I didn't like it. And the drums were very basic always. They always stood out to me as like, it's just the snare over and over again or something. There's not a lot of variation in there. I just felt like the whole thing lacked variation.
I don't know how you guys felt so much about this album. I just sort of got to a certain point where like my brain sort of turned off.
Well, this is what I mean. Because of the lack of variation, I feel like unless you paused, went did something else, came back halfway through the album to listen again, could you actually like sense the difference?
No, it was hard. Like it was the only non-metal album that I've really struggled to sit down and listen to in one sitting. Like I even downloaded it onto my Spotify so I could listen to it while driving around at work, and like it was still, I still got halfway through, and I was like, all right, it's time to put my good album on now.
Yeah, I never really wanted to listen to it.
No, I didn't either.
I'd say I was the same. I was the same as well.
I didn't really listen to it in car trips because I was like, I don't want to waste my time listening to this on the way to work. I was like, I want something like that I like to listen to. Prefer
Like
I
Beyonce.
sometimes find that, but
like Beyonce.
I sometimes think that about albums where I'm like, oh, I don't want to listen to this. But sometimes it grows on you, like right at the end. And I'm like, oh, I wish I listened to it more. So I do try and force myself to listen to it.
Oh yeah, I do, but just not in like scenarios that like I want to have a good time. You know, like,
Why would you want to have a good time?
right, because if you're driving to work, you don't want to like you're tired or whatever. You don't want to be listening to something you don't like.
Yeah,
like,
I get
instantly be in a
that.
shit mood. Like, so I always
A
like
lot,
just
a
stick
lot
on
of the
something
times,
like music I like.
I'll wake up, I'll go, right, I'm going to start listening to a new album. It's my first day back at work. I just want to listen to something good, that I know that I'm going to like.
Having said that, see, I'm the opposite. Like, first thing in the morning or on the drive to work is like my best time because I'm like starting my day. If I'm driving home, that's usually when I won't listen to the album and I'll listen to my own music.
Normally, I'm just focused on running over small animals on my way there, so I don't really listen.
What was your least
I
favourite?
really liked. I haven't finished it, Joe.
He's not
sorry.
finished, Joe.
I really liked the start and finish things that they did,
Stupid.
and I liked that the special one was in lowercase, so it made it special. I liked that
That's cool.
everything else was in uppercase because it was just shouty noise.
Not shouting.
So and it's called attention. So it grabs your attention. It's a shame though that is by far the shittest song on here and my least favourite.
Oh,
You guys said
I thought
about
that was fair.
the great chorus nearly carries it. I thought the chorus was just, it didn't have any big moments, the chorus.
What
I guess-
you say?
What?
I think it was probably lyrically maybe one of the best choruses, but like it didn't have that grand switch that some of the other some of my favourite songs on the album had. So it was just, I've got this awful verse for this okay chorus. It doesn't carry it at all.
No, I do disagree with you on that one.
yeah,
So-
I can't feel
It's
that.
definitely the best chorus.
Yeah, by
So-
far.
Like,
the best
how?
chorus on the whole
Just a
album.
good chorus. It's catchy. It's one of the. This album has very few hooks that are catchy. So the fact that the chorus makes it like worth listening for.
Yeah, I would agree.
Like a Cadbury's cream egg, because then you throw it in the bin and get a Kinder one instead.
Like by far, the chorus.
But nothing
on that stuck with me more
happens,
than
like-
any of the other ones.
What do you mean? Nothing happens if you don't press
the
the
chorus,
analog
he just-
stick on a console.
Nothing happens in the chorus though. He just says more words that aren't awful.
Says more words.
Literally nothing, like the backing music doesn't change.
Says
Yes,
more
it
words.
does.
Yeah, but it doesn't
Changes
need to.
completely.
Doesn't need to. I'm okay
It's
with
his
it.
tone of his voice that's nice, and it's like hooky. And I think
It's
because
literally
verse
the
is
worst
so
in
bad-
that song.
It is very hooky.
It's very hooky. It's literally the best hook on the album.
How is it very? Oh, I could not. I'm so passionately disagreeing with this.
That's fine.
It's getting aggressive again.
It's okay to be wrong.
That's okay.
I don't know what's the hook moment in Attention.
The part where the verse ends and the chorus starts.
That's like the one thing that stayed in my head this entire album. It's fucking
Yeah.
great. It's like the
Yeah.
best part
See, I
of the
don't think
entire
that's just well
album.
written. I wouldn't say. Okay, I didn't like it. I thought there was other better hooks.
I don't think there was
Well,
many.
why don't you name one of them?
Yeah, what would you say? is
It's
like the
about
best
to
hook?
get heavy. That bit.
That's not even. Oh my
That is a
god.
hook moment.
Okay.
All of these songs remind me of like wrestling though. Like all wrestling songs are like this. It's about to get heavy. And then, like somebody, like there'd be like fireworks and someone would walk into the ring. They'd be like, ooh.
Or like in Black Soul when it goes, wag up. Literally, now that you've said WWE, that was my favourite parts of this album, was just the WWE moments.
God, they were so like that though, weren't they? 'Cause you could imagine any, like, Dave Bautista, for instance.
But like those songs were like, I like those songs just for that moment. Everything else in it was meh. But that one moment would keep me listening.
Yeah, that's fair.
On with that. Third was Monsters.
Yeah, that's a good song.
Two of you put that in.
I just put okay with an okay hook. Like, I feel like there's so little to say about a lot of these songs because they're just kind of meh. But Monsters was third favourite. Special was nearly third favourite just for the change in pace, but it didn't grab me that much anyway. So it was only stood out because it was different to the rest of the album, but it wasn't actually good enough to be better than any of the other songs on the album.
Sure.
Third favourite was Black Soul.
Oh.
Really?
I don't know, did I say third favourite? I meant second favourite.
That's a really heavy
You
one.
said
Denver.
third favourite. Is that your second favourite?
Yeah, Monster's third favourite. Second favourite is Black Soul. Because it has even though the verses, but in both of my favourites, I think the verses are shit. But it develops that contrast for the chorus.
It's a very old school rock thing, that.
Yes. Well,
Yeah.
I like the
Sorry, go on.
the pre-chorus build, and then when it goes, "Wake up!"
I feel like that is the type of thing I would expect going into Cubes and listen to that song, you know. But what I
think when we went to Cubes that time, I think it's changed me. Like I liked Don Broco after that. I liked heavier music after that.
That song, particularly what got me with that song is when it goes, "Wake up!" Like it's like
and then all the drums and guitar kick in.
You hear him like you know the note he does on the second one where he kind of changes it and he goes "Wake up" and he kind of goes down a little bit and it kind of goes a bit minory. That bit, I was hearing him do it before he did it, and I was like, I really want him to do that, and then he didn't do it, and then he did it, and I was like, oh, sounds good. You don't know what bit I'm talking about. I know what bit I'm talking about.
You should commentate on metal songs.
And then he did it. I wanted him to do it. And then he did it.
He did the thing.
And
I was like,
thing is, though,
oh my god!
I did like, because of that contrast, I feel like they had the biggest contrast from the verse to the chorus. I always look forward to the chorus. Like, it's a grand moment, everything kicks in, and I enjoyed those moments. Sadly, having like 6 choruses on the entire album that made it worth listening to weren't enough. Especially when my favourite was Devil.
Yeah.
So both my favourite 2 songs were at the very beginning of the album, and then everything was just kind of meh after that. Like, listening to the start of it, I was like, shit, maybe this is going to be really good. And then nothing was even close to Devil. Devil was kind of for the same reason I liked Black Soul. I thought it had the best hook, and it was like a heavy, hard-hitting start. And I felt like that harder-hitting style matched his voice better than some of the other ones.
Bringing it back to another comment that I originally made, the Devil just sounds like a fucking... what are they called song? Royal
Imagine
Blood.
Dragons. Oh.
No, Royal Blood, I'd say.
Oh, shit, yeah, the second it starts, to be fair. If you took out the vocals, that could easily be a...
It's a Royal Blood song.
Yeah.
Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick up the phone.
Exactly, it's memorable.
Me, when I see somebody drop...
Normal standard verses in that song are shit.
Pick up the phone.
Because he's just kind of talking in a weird tone. I'm going to park, but it's about to get heavy!
I want a Denver cut of the Shinedown album.
Oh, yeah.
Shinedown, attention, the Denver.
I would listen to Denver, like, sing anything. Because, like...
Break it up, break it up, break it up.
Break it up. Stop it. Break it up.
You want a Joe commentary of metal albums and a Denver
Joe's
cut.
commentating on Denver recreating a metal album. What Will and Aidan watch.
This is great.
It's like, maybe this will be what our channel becomes. We just recreate things.
Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be fun.
I'd be down.
Terrible.
I'm down for
Terrible impersonations. But yeah, so overall, other than Devil and Black Soul, which just had hooks that I liked and enjoyed listening to, I could literally, because of quite early on I liked those, anytime I listened to the album, I knew I would enjoy it initially, and then just the rest was meh. So, over to you, Billy.
You shouted Emily.
It sounded like
Billy. Yeah, I thought it said Billy.
I thought she said coming. I was going, come in.
Yeah, they always say that to me.
Yeah,
that's my
weird because your mum just said it.
Yeah. Like, somebody out there will be like, yeah.
Sweet home Alabama.
Oh, that was so good. Oh yeah. Oh god, that's so bad, Aidan.
God. Yeah, a lot of the music has like a lot of, production and stuff in this album. It's very grandiose. But I think to me it falls victim to the same things that makes me like dislike the band Take That.
Yeah.
Which is that they seem to think they're a lot better than they are.
And Take That.
Yes.
No need to throw digs at Take That
I
now.
hate Take That. They are like all. Oh, sorry. You got somewhere to be, Joe?
I would like you to apologise to my mother, please, Aiden. She would
Your
be,
mum?
She
Why?
loves Take That. She would
No,
ever
right.
so upset.
No, I stand by this. Gary Barlow, Robbie Williams, I'd fucking kill him if I could.
Oh, I like
I hate them.
Isn't that Westlife?
No, they're so smug and they love themselves and like they think that their lyrics are like the best and they just
Take That.
Oh, Westlife, I don't give a fuck.
No, that is Take That, you fucking div, Joe.
Oh, Westlife as well. I hate them all.
Classic Joe just giving Aiden false facts and making him look like an idiot.
Listen, I don't give a fuck who it is. All right.
It is Take
All
That.
I know is that when it's like all this grandiose, like I think of like The Flood. You know that song? Yeah. Oh no,
Understood.
Right. Terrible.
That's when
song.
Robbie left,
Awful.
though. That was when Robbie
Awful.
left.
Yeah, I
A lot
don't
better
care.
when Robbie was
No,
there.
it wasn't. No, it wasn't.
No, that was when Robbie came back.
That was still a bad song.
No, literally, that was the song Robbie came back to.
Robbie came back in The Flood.
Yeah, that was the song that they did. They were like, Robbie's back.
Was it?
Yeah, watch the music video because Robbie is in it.
Is that the one where they're on the roof?
No, they stood watching
No, they're
people
holding
row.
a boat.
They're watching people row in the Thames.
Yeah.
Or the Thames, as Joe called it.
You're thinking, what's the one that
God,
Take
you're
That
right.
came back to? I like Take That, actually.
I don't. And like, what is the song Greatest Day? Hate that song. There's only one I like, and that's the one with the Doctor Who. The
Patience.
the Master episode.
Patience.
Do you remember that?
Have a little patience.
No, what was the one with the Master? So come on, get it on.
Yes. Oh, that is like the best one. That's where it's not sung by Gary Barlow. That's
Maybe I just hate Gary Barlow. My point
Shine.
being is, like, I don't like
Shine,
grandiose sort of songs with like terrible lyrics, and that's kind of just this entire album. And like I said before, I feel like this band kind of lacks identity. Like it's just a combination of so many different bands that I don't think they have a unique sound. I mean, Shinedown. Because like the best parts of this band have been done better by somebody else. So being okay at all of them and mashing them together doesn't make it good.
yeah.
That being said, I didn't hate my time with the album. Like, yeah, it was cringy most of the time, and it never really sounded, that bad. The lyrics were rough, but the melodies in general, like instrumentals, were big and punchy. That's good, I suppose. The singer never really goes for it, and when he does, it always has that weird distortion on it, so you can never really hear it.
What?
I was going to say, he
Completely
always goes
disagree
for
with
that
that.
every song.
No, but that's the problem. When he goes for it, it's so muted by whatever the fuck they're doing that it never feels big or raw or like, yes, daddy, harder.
Interesting.
Does no one else think that? Does everyone else think that it's big enough? I don't think
No,
it's big
I
enough.
feel like it's big so many times that it numbs how big it feels.
It's just not big. Needs bigger.
I think big is just based from comparison, though, to something smaller.
Will, you hate biggers, right?
Sorry?
Worst song, The Human Radio. What even is this song? Ugh, disgusting.
Controversial.
So
We agreed,
controversial.
Aiden.
What's that?
That was mine as well.
I'm not picking that one then. Joking, I still.
Champions League, eh?
Champions League, eh?
What was the other bit? I can't remember.
I don't know.
What was it? Claudia?
Claudia, yeah. Champions League, eh? Oh, I need to look at it so I can remember.
Up the IRs or something.
Nah, I wouldn't say something that crude.
I love the bit in the podcast where we all say nothing.
I'm looking at what it.
I can't remember it.
No, I
remember
can't.
what
I'd have to
it said.
watch it, but then it'd give the video a view, and I don't want to do that.
What was she saying?
I don't remember. Anyway, third favourite. Attention, attention for the only good chorus in the album. Suck my dick, Denver.
I would if you'd let me.
It is the only good chorus. Like, good. I'm talking, like, good. As in, I would listen to it again. It is the only good chorus. And then, like, fuck, the verse is so bad.
Yeah,
So that's why it's not, like, anywhere else. It's third, okay? Alright? You got that? Good. Second favourite. Monsters. Just a well-rounded song in general. Nothing special. Just a song. It's a song.
See, I'm the only one who's not picked that.
Oh wow,
You haven't done your picks yet. Change them.
I'm so different and quirky. I'm Will Davey.
No, I'm just. It didn't even stand out to me.
Well,
really
maybe
notice it.
you should.
Do you think it's because you're scared?
You should get up.
I am scared of monsters, to be fair.
Get Up is your favourite.
Yeah, for some reason it's like the most upbeat and kind of wholesome on the album.
I did put Feel Good.
Yeah, I mean, it's mostly like, right, on an album of mostly cringe, it stands as still cringy, but not the worst. Yep.
I'm with you.
That's it. That's literally all I've got to say. I really did genuinely struggle to review this album because I'd listen to it and I'd be like, has the album passed? Where am I? How did I end up in this field? Overall, even though I've listened to it enough, I still don't get it any more than I get like diarrhea.
That's a nice statement to close on. Yeah.
Right, Joe, closing thought.
Hang on, whoa. Will's review. Whoa,
Savaged.
this boy's been smoking some wacky back.
Just savaged me in front of all
Some
our
jazz
fans.
cabbage.
So we're just 50 minutes in and...
Just speed through, Will. Come on.
I'll speak through. This album was a weird one for me.
That's fast enough. Come on.
First of all, the
Hey,
production.
whoa. It looks like he's reading off notes.
Those notes, Will.
Has he made notes? Mister, I don't make any
Son
notes.
of a
I
bitch.
don't usually, so I thought I'd see how it goes. But now you've pointed that out, it's going to be awkward, isn't it? So thank you. That was
No
really
problem.
good.
No problem, mate.
Great friend he is.
Great
you know?
friend. Firstly, the production was far better than last week's.
Right, there's no need to bring up comparisons.
I'm saying that now because you fucking
We're
did that. It wasn't
we're
even in my notes.
comparative creatures, Deborah.
No, the production in general was actually really good on this album. Everything sounds clean and blends well in terms of levels and like sounds great. I think it worked well with his voice. I think my main issues actually lie with some of the backing. There was a few times in which certain melodies would really grind on me, such as Black Soul. I fucking hated some of the parts in that. I can't remember which one it was specifically. I think it was Evolve, which I thought was going to be in my top 3, but then I fucking hated like the lead line at the end. It like triggered me so much. And where you said like with Black Soul that you really liked it, Denver. After that, there was like this weird piano bit in it. I think that I hated. It sounded like it shouldn't have even been there.
I think for me, I didn't like any verse in the whole album, so it was almost like verses were just
Irrelevant.
negated. Yeah.
Right, okay.
But then why don't you like attention?
Because I didn't like the chorus either.
I hear what you're saying, but you're wrong.
Like, it didn't have that grandiose switch. It just kind of existed.
Didn't need it. It was nice enough. It was the only time it sounds nice.
I think the best point was having a grandiose
I think
switch.
their best point would have been if they just stopped making this.
The whole point is to make really boring choruses so that they can hit you with the "Wake up!" and then it wakes
Exactly.
you
No,
up,
I'm
and you're like,
awake.
"Ah." Yeah.
Should I have that as my alarm?
Wait.
It's just that part of the song goes. Dun, 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 dun.
No, that's fucking grinding on me even doing that. Yeah, there was a few moments in the album that it did that. Obviously, I'm not going to make the noises for him, but
Why not? Whoa, hold on. We've all committed to this.
no, you've done a couple of them already, so I don't want to.
We signed the contract that said we've got to make the noises for the albums because we can't
Click.
explain them.
But there
We
was
can't
a fair.
explain what they sound like.
Well, there was a fair few times that it happened, and it would completely just trigger me for the rest of the song that made me not want to listen to it. I don't think anything particularly ever stood out enough for me to say that I loved a song. Like, nothing was like amazing. There's just a few that I slightly preferred to others. I think the album also lacked a lot of contrast, as we've all said. I do like his voice, but it's very limiting in terms of styles that they could try, other than literally just making like acoustic-y songs. They can't really do much else, I don't feel.
You know, just make Second Chance, but Third Chance.
Oh my god. Sometimes goodbye is a third chance.
It's a third chance.
They literally just dub it. Third. My eyes are
Yeah, but they
open
dub it. They dub it with the
wide.
Google Translate box.
Yeah,
They
third.
say third.
What would I say? I would say some of the messages were cool.
What?
Especially like songs like Evolve
I've
and
got some cheeky texts.
Get Up. No, the whole album was supposed to be like uplifting.
I don't
You
give
could
a
tell.
fuck.
Yeah,
No.
like for a second, I thought they'd released it this year for like COVID reasons, and then I was like, oh no, it's 2018. So
They just knew.
Like it felt like it was supposed to be made for this, but
Shinedown knew something.
which is a nice change because usually rock bands, they'll do something about write songs about like killing the cat or something. So it's
nice,
Baby
controversial. Welcome to our brand new album, Landmines. Landmines are funny.
I just think as a whole,
Landmines go boom.
Landmines go boom. I just think as a whole, it's solid, but not really my cup of tea. And none of the songs on this album, I would ever say, met the level of their most popular songs, aka Second Chance. So,
is it actually their most popular song?
Yeah.
Or is this just like an in thing for us, or is it categorically known that Second Chance is the best?
The best is the best, and I think Sound of Madness is the second, which is a good song as well.
I mean, it's not by a lot.
No,
Surprise.
Head and tea's ready.
Oh, thank you, Oscar.
You know the hot tub's film, you know?
Oh,
no.
No, I didn't know that. Thank you, Oscar. All right.
Oscar
Thank
the
you.
Shark Slayer, everyone.
I swear you need like a sign on your door or something,
Or a lock.
or a lock.
Or a gun.
Get a Glock using code CT.
Well, I've got a sandwich now, so I can. I'm going to take a bite and let you know how it is.
Nice.
Yeah, good.
Nice. Worst for me was Kill Your Conscience. I fucking hated the way he sang the main line. It grounded. This is
Kill your conscience.
prime example of him, like the things that grinded on me on this album. It's like particular lines, particular melodies, and that the way he fucking sang that chorus, I hated it. And some of the timing on the back into his voice on like the drums and the guitar, I just felt were like way off. They didn't sound like they went together. I didn't understand that at all. I don't know if anyone else felt that. None of you have actually said anything about that song. But like in the choruses, it just felt like nothing was supposed to fit together. Like the drumming's just way off for me. So it just completely threw me off that song. Third for me,
I can kind of understand what you mean, because it seems like the bassist and the guitarists are playing at different times.
yeah, it's like the time. It just sounds.
I don't think they are, but
Off.
it kind of gives that vibe.
Third for me was Attention. This is weird because I hated the bridge and the verses, but the chorus was just the best on the entire album. Enough so that I put it in my top 3. Because otherwise, I think it probably would have been like Special or something that would have got there. It's only really these 3 that I would say I actually liked in a sense. Everything else I thought was very just meh. I wouldn't really listen to it again. Second for me was The Devil. Initially, when I first listened to it, I thought it was going to be my favourite. Opens the album up like really cool. I thought if it stays at this level, it's going to be good. But I do think it's got the best production on the entire album on that song. It's just a bit of a tune. But first for me was actually Get Up. But I don't think it has it's weird though. I don't think it has the best production, the best lyrics, all the best instrumentals. It's just the easiest to listen to and had the nicest tone and melody. I thought it was just nice.
I like how obviously they don't get this yet on the old album review, but it looked like an earthquake was happening in your room.
Mine.
Yeah, but I was like, is there an earthquake? There can't be. You're next in the room next door. Yeah, the camera was just shaking like crazy.
So, but yeah, as a whole, it's solid, but not really my cup of tea, and I think they've done better. So,
like Second Chance.
yeah, like Second Chance.
Yeah,
And that was they nailed it second time round.
Did they have a song called First Chance?
Just called First.
And that's me. That's me in our YouTube comments.
First. Fucking hell, Will.
Come on, this is a PG.
That's
thing.
just rude.
That's
Professional.
disgusting. You cunt.
That's not very nice. Right, let's what is it? Ratings?
Yeah, something like that.
Ratings.
Suppose so.
Ratings. 6.5.
5.
4.
5.
I feel like you're very harsh lately, Aiden.
Suck my fat cock.
I don't
5.
think he is. I was surprised he even gave.
I was literally going to give it a 3.5. Like,
Did you get that bonus 0.5 when I said about it?
You know what? It did. The moment you said I'm going to give something a 0.5, I'm like, well, I've got to be like Denver.
you say that he's been
me.
harsh recently, but he's given 676. Or his last,
Okay.
It was a 2 before that, and that was your pick.
That
Sounds
makes
like you're
sense.
holding a grudge. Rick?
Yeah.
No judges from me.
It scores 20.5 if I didn't say already.
Is
Which,
that a
for
bang av, or is
comparison,
that worse than a bang av?
I don't actually know what average is anymore. I haven't done a
I feel like that's
calculation
fair.
on it.
I feel like that's
Oh, actually,
fair.
no, I've just done it now. 24 is average. Exactly 24.
I feel like that's fair.
So it's below average album review. But for comparison on what scored similar, 20.5. Oh, was 20.5 was Guns N' Roses' Appetite for Destruction.
Interesting.
Scored the same.
Cool.
What's the next pick, Will?
So I'm going to throw it back a little bit. We're going to do the Kooks, Inside In, Inside Out.
Oh, amazing! Does that have their famous song on it?
Naive.
They've got loads of famous songs.
Does that have Naive on it?
Yes, it does.
It is old.
What's this?
That's-
Inside In, Inside Out.
Yeah.
2006.
It's their first album
dude.
as well.
They want to go to the
I'm-
seaside.
I'm super excited for this. That's amazing.
I've thought it's a bit of a throwback. I've been feeling a bit indie just lately, you know.
Yeah.
A little bit gay.
A little bit
Yeah, you can say
Yeah,
gay.
me too.
nice. You can do that. So, yeah. There wasn't really
Fucking hell,
anything
Naive
new
is
that come out.
by
So.
far the most listened to.
Everyone loves it.
This album is written in British culture, so let's have it.
Yeah, but
That's
the
how-
last
Well,
one
funny
we
enough, I've
ever-
never
is that
listened
like?
to the whole album though. I've only listened to the famous ones.
I've only heard
Oh,
Naive.
really? You've never heard it?
I've never heard it. No.
Joe's like, yes, throwback. I have only heard Naive.
My favourite song is Jackie's Big Tits.
Thank you, Denver.
That is actually a song. Right.
Can't wait till that is
Fuck's
one of my
sake.
favourite songs.
That is going to be my favourite song.
Just British kids being British kids. Jackie's got massive knockers.
Massive tits.
I like when you get those things where it gets progressively more confusing when they talk about people's breasts. It's like Harry Potter walked in and there was Mrs. McGonagall and she had massive gonkers. I'm talking huge banana gonkers. I'm talking massive honk donkey bonkers. I'm talking ridiculous don honk bonk bonk donker and honk bonk.
Ding dongs.
Think of wing wing wongs. You know what I'm saying? Like woo, like food. Goddamn, like who's bigger than dong honk bonk bonk skitty ding bonk bonk honk bonk donk.
Please, someone stop this!
And on that note, Joe, what's your hoppadonka honk?
Did you know that
terrorism.
Terrorism is
good. Oh wait, what?
Did you know that Did you know that British Secret Intelligence Service once hacked the Al Qaeda's website and replaced bomb instructions with a cupcake recipe?